There's a viral clip from Freddie G Gaming on TikTok who argued that billion-dollar franchises are intentionally moving away from hip-hop-centric players to enforce corporate discipline. We're heavy on the corporate today.
But we do.
I know, right?
If you're nice, it don't matter what you do. There. I went to college. I ain't graduate high school. Like, if you nice, you can just do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
That attitude that you guys see right there is exactly what I'm talking about when I say the NBA is about to shift away from the hip-hop-centric player. You see the Lakers loading up with white guys. You're going to see it more. Both of the guys talking are rappers. One of the guys says, you don't have to be disciplined to be in the NBA. And then Cameron says, hey, if you're nice enough, you can do whatever you want. You got to think about this. What billion-dollar organization wants that attitude in mass on its team? None. Ever since Allen Iverson got in the league, that's what they've been dealing with. Now they don't want that anymore, and they're seeing that their fans, who are majority white, at least the fans that are going to go to the games and buy the memorabilia and everything like that, the fans that actually make them money don't want that. They're tired of it. So they are moving away from it. They are moving toward a product that they can control, that is disciplined, and that they can put out at an international level. Do you think that these NBA owners aren't watching what's going on with the World Cup? They want to do with the NBA what the World Cup is doing, but they want to do it year after year. They want to be able to take this to Europe. They want to be able to take it to Asia, but they can't do that if you have these hip-hop centric people thinking and acting like this. So when I tell you that they're shifting away from majority black teams, trust me, they are. It's all about money at the end of the day.
Not at all.
I don't agree with this.
Parts
go ahead
of
and
it.
do your question real quick.
Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, parts of it. I agree with parts of it. So, yes, they are looking at more internationally marketable players.
Yes.
But hip hop players are internationally marketable players.
100%.
Anthony Edwards is selling just as much as shoes as Luka not even selling those damn shoes. You know what I mean? It's just, is Luka more internationally marketable to a certain segment of the world?
Possibly.
Potentially. But Luka do whatever the hell he want to.
Yes.
And that's why he ended up in LA instead of Dallas. You know what I mean? So
always playing himself into shape.
Exactly. So this is not just a quote unquote hip hop thing. It's just it's a league issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit. That's why now, there's some truth to it, because I think that's why LaMelo is no longer in Charlotte. And that's why they sent him to Minnesota to be with Edwards. You know what I mean?
But guess who is loving that right now? The owners of that team. So that kind of condemns exactly what he just said. They have two stars on their team that identify the way that he's proposing that the NBA doesn't want to go to. I don't think
they're going to sell a lot of tickets.
They're going to sell a lot of tickets because it's going to be very entertaining, whether it's on the court or off the court. Whatever hip hop influence has done for the NBA is never going away. There's nothing you can do about that.
So you don't think that the NBA's push for international talent proves corporate owners are actively trying to erase hip hop from the basketball culture?
No, I think they want to embrace both of them. Because I mean, at the end of the day, hip hop culture and the influence that they've invoked on the league and the worldwide perception of them is going to continue to go, regardless of who they decide, or they decide they want to put the team over here or over there. It's still going to be part of it. I mean, the people that don't make it to the NBA that are still a part of the culture still end up playing overseas on these teams and sell the tickets.
And truth be told, no matter what happens with those international stars, when they come over here to the States, hip hop is going to swallow them up. You know what I mean? Like, Luka might not have the tats and stuff that some of these other players get. He might not be doing that, but is the hip hop affecting him in a certain way? Like the players around him, is he doing some of the same things that some of these players do? Is he going out to these places and listening to the same music as some of these players? Of course, they all listen to the same shit in the locker room.
But that still doesn't necessarily mean that the corporate owners might not be pushing towards that, though, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, because they're pushing toward the end goal, which is making money.
Yeah,
and I think my point is, regardless of what the face or what the culture shift, so to speak, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. They don't care. And these countries don't care either, because I literally had a conversation with somebody today about how certain music in the country where they were at, they didn't understand any of it, but they really enjoyed it. And it made them move a certain way, and it influenced them to like this individual. That's never going to stop, regardless of what form of faction of music that's out there. If they decide that they don't want to play hip hop music at the All-Star games and things of that nature, they're going to get some pushback, but at the end of the day, it's all about the product. Who cares about what you're hearing and the so-called influence that you think is taking over? That influence isn't going anywhere.
What do you think, Jay?
I think this is something that has been exacerbated because we're looking at the LA Lakers and seeing their
Cosplay as the Celtics.
Just think about the entire time.
It's our time to shine.
Yeah. Just think about the entire time you've
We're
been
taking the NBA
watching
back.
basketball, and how many times have you seen a bunch of white players on the LA Lakers? It just hasn't been a thing. Like, there's always been a Mark Madsen or Kurt Rambis here and there, but you're used to that being in very athletic black team.
Yeah,
Unless
Shaq,
it was the
Kareem,
You know,
Kobe, LeBron,
so
Magic.
you just have to think about. So, yes, we're looking at the LA the supposed whitening of the LA Lakers. Hell, they even got rid of Rui Hachimura, and he's half Japanese.
He's still in LA though. He
Signed
went to
with
the
the Clippers.
Clippers.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's part of the reason, like, maybe that's where this comes from. But when you look at the rest of the league, they're still moving around these African American or African players, depending on what's going on,
Or the Serbs.
Yeah, the biggest trade we've been talking about, if you are moving within those NBA circles, is Jaylen Brown going to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be playing with Maxey. He's going to be playing with Embiid. So, I mean,
BJ.
do you just automatically edge come?
Oh, man.
Do you just automatically think they got a squad?
It's
Like, when you just think about hip hop, they just automatically think black.
Is
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown Muslim?
No, I
No,
don't.
he's just a very smart individual.
just-
No, I know that
Yeah.
part. I know that much. But the culture
You talking
of
about
Philly,
Philadelphia?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if he gonna get the Philly beard. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
But
He already got it.
I don't
I
know.
don't know about that. He ain't got a freeway beard. But I mean, the Snowtime Lakers is an experiment.
Snow time.
I don't hold up. This is happenstance.
Yeah.
Walker Kessler just happens to be one of the best centers. He happened to be better than Jalen Duren.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to sign AR-15. They're going to, of course, keep Luka. They got that dude from Toronto who's actually a really good role player.
They got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, too, that played at I-State.
Yeah, but he's going to be a second-team two-way player center. He probably won't even make the
He probably not. Yeah, he's probably not gonna make the active roster.
He didn't even get drafted, did he? I don't think he got
No,
drafted.
he just got signed to
Yeah.
the Lakers.
You know, like it's just a lot of hoopla around.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that these people happen to be white,
Yeah.
and that's all it is. And
Yeah, I don't
know,
really. And I really
I
think.
feel like it's been blown out of proportion.
Yeah,
Pretty crazy.
Me too. That's what I think, because like when you look at the rest of the NBA and how they're moving those pieces around, like I said, and I don't even think of certain players, even who are Black American, as hip hop. Really,
No.
they just
Mitchell Robinson. I mean, Miles Turner. I mean,
all right,
they're country music guys.
Yeah, you look at how they move.
Mitchell Robinson's a MAGA.
Yeah, even when I see, like, shout out to Tyrese Halliburton, I'm not thinking hip hop when I see Tyrese
He's from
Halliburton.
Iowa. I mean, at the end of the day,
Well,
listen.
That's not
This isn't nothing new
Minnesota,
that has happened in the NBA.
Wisconsin. Sorry.
Yeah, even old school Utah Jazz. Of course, you had Karl Malone and maybe one other player, but 90% of
Byron
the
Russell.
team was white. Celtics were 90% white. At the end of the day, who cares?
Well,
Like, this doesn't. What I'm saying by this is, whatever one team decides to do to move forward in their quest for a championship has no bearing on what every other owner and every other team is going to do in order to achieve the same success.
Try and get that
this
money.
Doesn't boil down to now all the teams are about to start trying to make their teams look a certain way because we want to invite these other teams into the league, because this owner could care less if Europe gets a team. That doesn't net him any more money. I mean, it might, because his team might go out there to play them, but at the end of the day, his net worth is his championship and the funds and, you know what I'm saying, sponsorships and things like that that comes with that. So that has nothing to do with the actual look of the team or what that team's influence is.
And it's only a big story because it is the Lakers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the Lakers, and he tried to compare something to the World Cup, and I'm like, that's once every 4 years, man.
And nothing is ever going to trump the World Cup. NBA is never going to trump that.
But they are trying. They are trying to be a little bit more worldwide. They are traveling to different countries. So, I mean, I feel like there's a little bit of merit from where he's kind of shaping it a little bit, you know? And I do think, being the corporation that the NBA is, that I do think that they do want international money.
They've been doing it since the 80s. That was David Stern's biggest thing back in the day, and that's why the Dream Team was a thing. You know what I mean? Like, we went to using pros instead of collegiate players, high school players, because they've been trying to globalize the game since the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. And had 2 teams in Canada?
Yeah. But I mean, but even with, you know, with just one team in Canada now, because they
just the Raptors,
Vancouver.
You got to look at like the rosters. The NBA has already reached an international situation.
That's why we have so many international players now.
There's so many international players, you know, because the NBA had such an influence, you know, especially after that Dream Team situation, where it's like, oh, we're gonna, you know, where they knocked down a lot of walls, where like Sabonis is. I was going to say his father, but
Arvidas.
like everybody remembers, like, yeah, but
DeMontis. DeMontis is his son.
What was his dad's name?
Arvidas.
Arvidas Sabonis. Like, he played his best years of basketball behind the Iron Curtain. He couldn't even come over here.
He came over when he was 29.
Yeah,
he was a rookie.
Vlade Divac.
When so we
young, though.
It's been a slow. Drazen Petrovic.
Yes, who was a superstar.
Cold dog.
Yeah.
You know, and so like the international thing has been happening. And so when we have those players, like, there are people who root for them, you know, it may be these small Eastern European countries, or maybe at this point, honestly, it's been, you know, Asia. You know, I mean, Rui Hachimura is half Japanese, so that's but still, that's enough for Japanese.
Jeremy Lin.
And they got the one dude that play for the Blazers right now.
Oh, yeah.
The Israeli.
So, I mean, we're talking about the NBA already being an international game that has a reach that is more constant than, like, shout out to FIFA and what they've done with the World Cup. But once again, that's every 4 years. The NBA is an international reach every year starting in October.